Looking at things from a leadership team perspective, what the senior members of any company are looking for is data across multiple domains, such as finance, sales, HR, and looking to compare that with their own track record versus budget and even with external data such as market share. Let us consider a firm which is into manufacturing bike parts such as brakes, chains, bike stands, etc. The CEO of the firm wants to know how the plant is performing, how much revenue is being generated, what has been the sale for the last month of each of these parts, and what is the global market share. To see this perspective, we have a single view to identify and answer each of these questions. The CEO can see the performance of the entire firm across periods, regions, or products. He can see the financials that were projected and the actual revenue generated to see if the goal was met or not. Similarly, he can look at the sales to see if the goal was met or not, the market share to see if they have acquired new markets, and the job satisfaction metric of his employees over time. Further, a look at the global revenue would show the levels of revenue generated from each region. Bigger the bubble size, higher the revenue from that region. Other key indicators that would interest a CEO, such as days sales outstanding metric, earnings per share metric, free cash flow, net liquidity, operating profit, etc., are also available as a trend. We can see the current value of each metric, the KPI status showing what is the variance score from the predicted score, and the trend of each metric over time. Now, to drill down a little further on the data available, let's say the CEO wants to look at the financials of his company in detail. In this view, we see all the key metric scores of every aspect of his company's health. As before, he can span across periods, ledgers, or products to see the results for the filter selected. He can then see the total revenue of his company till date, the gross margin percentage, which is the result of dividing the gross profit with the total revenue, the operating margin percentage, the earnings before taxes margin percentage, and the net income margin over time. Further, he can look at the profitability trend to see how the EBT and the total revenue is performing over time, the top 10 revenue generating products, the total revenue and the total expenses by period, and the total revenue generated from each company. Now, since keeping an account of all the financial transactions happening in an organization at the granular level can be a very tedious task if done manually, our dashboards can be tailored in a way such that it picks even the most complex of rules defined in the ERP systems to upload it and produce this accounting data in uniform formats. For a more detailed management reporting view, the CEO can then drill down to the P&L statement dashboard view to see the actuals, the variance between the actuals and the actual LM, the budget, and the variance between the actual and budget for all products over time. We can further drill down into the balance sheet to see the monthly and quarterly statements of the products over time. Some records that are found commonly in every ledger are total capital, accumulated profit, share capital, total liabilities, and so on. Similarly, we can have a dashboard view on the monthly and quarterly cash flow of different products over time. A much more granular view of every account code with the account name, opening balance amount, debit amount, credit amount, activity amount, and closing balance amount for each product over time can be seen in the trial balance dashboard view. A similar dashboard derived from the P&L statements, balance sheet, and cash flow dashboard views is the journal lines entries dashboard, having the journal name, the journal line number, the journal narrative, the journal source, the journal date, as well as the journal batch name for all products across time.